Hey, hello everyone. So Amy asked me to do a little story for Halloween. So here we go. It was back in 1986. I was just arriving at the Fort Harrison Hotel in Clearwater. The place was a complete crap hole. I mean, it was very close to being condemned. The city was kind of fighting back and forth with Scientology on whether they were going to close down that hotel or not. The area that we were eating in was down in the auditorium. It had a big drop ceiling above it. And as we ate, you could hear the rats literally running, chasing each other across the ceiling tile. There was also a story about one of the waiters were serving a dinner to someone in one of the restaurants in Fort Harrison. And in the middle of it, a rat fell out of the ceiling tile onto the floor. The waiter put his foot on the rat and continued to serve the person and killed the rat in a way that the public person never found out that the rat had fallen out of the ceiling. And that was supposed to be some great thing that this waiter had done, that he was so professional that he was able to handle this rat dropping out of the ceiling as he served a public person, and the public person never found out about it. So that's kind of the condition of that place. The maids were complaining because they were getting low service votes because public were saying that they were finding mice and rodents and stuff like that in their hotel room. And one woman had found a mouse sleeping with her baby, and she had made a really big stink about it. And I thought, okay, let me see. This is not my area. I'm there to renovate the hotel. But let me see if I could take some initiative and do something about this. So I went and I bought 10 of those little mouse traps with the spring and a little flip over bar, and I went and got a what's called a glue trap. They're about the size of, I don't know, a book, and they're filled with this real goopy, thick glue. And you put some bait in the middle of it, and the mouse walks into it and gets stuck in the glue. Anyway, so I had my 10 traps and my tray of glue, and I went up into the attic of the Fort Harrison Hotel. And the attic is such that in the center of it, you can almost stand up. It's like about 4 or 5 feet high. And then it tapers down towards the edges. So it's pitch black up there. And I had a little flashlight. And I set all the traps randomly around the attic. And then I kind of forgot about it. It was early in the day and I forgot about it. And then in the evening before I went home, I thought, hey, let me go check those traps. Let's see, maybe I got a mouse or something. Let's see if something's happening up there. So I go up there, and to get into the attic, you have to crawl through this little doorway from the stairwell. So I crawl up in there, and I'm kind of crawling around on the rafters, and I have my little flashlight in the dark, and I start checking these traps, and I see something I've never seen before. Every one of those traps, when that spring flipped over, it caught two mice at the same time. So they both mice had their heads caught in the trap as the spring flipped over. And as I checked every one of those 10 traps, every one of those traps had caught two mice at the same time when it flipped over. That's how thick the mice were up there. Then I was like, where's my glue trap? And I see the glue trap. It's been dragged across the attic, and it's been dislodged where some pipe goes passing through the floor. The thing I haven't told you yet is in all those traps, the only thing there were the heads of those mice. The rats had eaten the bodies off of those mice. Each trap had two heads sitting in it, no bodies. I'm up there in the pitch black, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I start backing out of that place slowly. I'm thinking any minute, these rats are going to come and attack me. Like the last piece of meat that's like extra up there. So I backed my way out of that attic slowly but surely, and I made it through that little hatch door and got the heck out of there. And what I did was I went and seen the people that were in charge of the hotel itself, and I said, hey guys, you really need to do something about this. You need to get an extermination company in here. And they did. They brought an extermination company in, and the guy was up there, and he literally left that hotel with burlap bags full of dead bodies of rats and mice. And then I'll tell you another part of the story. I was talking to the exterminator, And I said, we're having a real problem with some kind of ants that are in our hotel rooms. So he checked it out, and he said, yeah, there's a special type of ant that likes to eat protein. And he said, the way you can't just attack the nest, because this type of ant, if you attack the nest, it'll spread and start like 100 new nests. So you need to give them a type of poison that they will carry back to the nest to kill the other ants. And how you do this is they take these little tubes, little plastic tubes, and they fill it with liver that's been mixed with this poison. And they tape it on the walls of the rooms, hotel rooms. And then you would have streams, literally streams, like little choo-choo train tracks going across the walls, across the ceiling, all following each other to that bait. That's how thick the ants were. And the part that kind of got to me was, he said he had just finished handling Morton Plant Hospital with the same type of ants. And what was happening was these ants were coming out and going onto the tables where they were doing the operating. They were actually going and starting to attack the people's bodies, their blood and stuff, as they were laid out on these operating tables. And the hospital had called him in to try to kill all these ants off to get them so they wouldn't be getting on the patients. That's a true story. Hope you enjoyed your little Halloween story, and I hope you sleep well tonight. Okay, bye-bye.